Welcome one and all to Puppet History. Today we'll be taking an ever-winding look at yet another chapter in the heavy book we call history, while our guests ruthlessly compete for the coveted title of History Master. I am obviously your beloved host, the Professor. Thank you. Ryan Bergara, are you ready?
Oh, you bet I am.
Special guest and returning champ, Joyce Louis-Jean, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then let's crack in. To begin, what y'all think about boats? Yo-ho-ho or no?
You know I love a yo-ho-ho, so go.
I actually blacked out. I actually did not hear the question at all because it was so stupidly worded.
Unbelievable. We're gonna start out like this, huh?
Oh Lord, you boys.
Well, our hero today made her living on boats. More than that, she made an empire on boats. Today, we're talking about Ching Shih, the most successful pirate to ever live.
Yes, I love pirate content.
I know.
Period.
That's why I wore my little hat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the hat looks great.
Check it out, I'll do my best pirate impression. Are you ready?
Please don't.
Yarr.
Actually, I got it. That was pretty good.
Now, when I mention pirates, you'll be forgiven if your first thought goes to the tropical isles of the Caribbean. I know you're a real Disney simp, Ryan, but there's more to pirates than the naughty knaves hanging around Tortuga.
Tortuga.
You called me a Disney simp. I resented that.
I did.
Do you guys need couples counseling? You know, we could schedule some time later.
No, I think we're okay. I just wanted to let him know he's warned.
Well, for almost as long as the world's had boats, there have been pirates trying to steal stuff from those boats and move it to other boats. One place where there were and continue to be boats is the continent of Asia. The 18th and 19th centuries saw increased sea trade on the western edge of the Pacific, along with, you guessed it, pirates.
We've already gone over the fact that pirates were awful, right?
Not good people.
You know what? I think it was kind of lit. You steal from the rich, you get to be around a bunch of big titties, you go arg, you don't take a bath, and you drink rum all day.
I think titties is actually a part of a boat.
Oh yeah, like when a pirate says like, "Avast, man the titties!"
Yeah, or when a pirate goes, look at the tits on that boat.
Yeah, I definitely know that that's a naval term.
Totally.
These pirates were powerful, but uncoordinated and in need of a leader. Enter Ching Shih. While female pirates were not unheard of at this time, Ching Shih was nevertheless an unlikely contender for the job because she was employed not on a pirate boat, but a flower boat. Ahoy! Our first trivia question and our first opportunity for a history point. This one's open-ended. What was a flower boat?
I'm gonna get this so wrong, and I'm
okay.
so proud of myself for being that
Joyce,
bitch.
we're just here to go on an adventure together. There's no shame here. There's no pressure.
It's just like Reno all over again.
Oh, I forgot about Reno.
We have fun.
We did have fun.
Profess.
Little Beef Boy couldn't make that one. Ryan, what do you
A
got?
boat carrying baking supplies.
Now, you've interpreted that as F-L-O-U-R.
Yeah, that's what I'm taking it as.
Okay, and Joyce?
I put the instead of that, but a boat that transports flowers.
You know what? We're gonna give a point to Joyce because she at least recognized that I was talking about flowers and not flour, the baking ingredient. So a point for Joyce.
Yay!
Neither of you were particularly right, though. A flower boat was essentially a floating saloon milling about the harbor. Aside from the usual hoochin' and smoochin', folks would board to be entertained with song and dance. Now, shifting gears a bit, according to an almost certainly untrue legend, in 1801, the fearsome pirate Cheng decided he was done being a bachelor. So he went about finding a bride. How you imagine pirates would do that sort of thing? He kidnapped some women. Of this unlucky bunch, he chose Ching Shih, and when she was untied, she lunged at him and tried to claw his eyes out. Apparently into that, Cheng offered her treasures to marry him. Ching Shih countered, demanding half of his fleet. Cheng agreed. Love.
Jesus.
He sounds like the Ice King from Adventure Time.
Oh, he does. I don't know that we need to do this PSA, but don't steal women this is getting dark.
It always does.
Now, by all accounts, Ching Shih transitioned from flower boat to pirate boat with skill and speed. As a husband and wife pirate power couple, Cheng and Ching Shih managed to bring together individual groups of pirates, with Cheng serving as patriarch and Ching Shih acting as organizer. And were they ever organized? Much like some lame corporate team-building exercise, their pirate crews were consolidated under color-coded fleets. Black, white, yellow, blue, green, and, greatest of them all, red.
I know they're probably using this to wreak terror on the community, but you gotta love the Asian precision there. Making it very organized, color-coded, everything's together. If they ever got into a conflict, everyone knows what their marching orders are.
Honestly, I would just love the fact of being on the red boat, because I know that I'm that bitch, and I know that I should be riding on the best boat there is.
Are these boats actually the color, or I thought this was just like, you're the yellow team, you're the red team.
You know, I'm sure they had like little handkerchiefs or bandanas or something.
So they're like all wearing like yellow clothes, like
Yeah.
like Power Rangers or something?
Yeah, I bet they look just like the Power Rangers. The Red Fleet was led by Ching Shih and Cheng while the others were commanded by lieutenants, each with a name more fantastic than the last. There was Bird and Stone, Scourge of the Eastern Sea, Frog's Meal, and the best of the lot, Jewel of the whole crew. Hey, I got a question for a history point. What would your pirate name be?
I'm spelling this wrong, but
okay.
You know what? I'm gonna live in my truth.
Ryan, what do you got?
I'm gonna be the Scourge
The Scourge!
of the Sea.
I love it.
I like that. Joyce?
I put Captain Queef.
Stinky.
Captain Queef is on the 7 seas.
I smell her downwind.
A history point for Captain Queef.
Arg!
Oh boy. Now these pirate fleets wreaked havoc on southeastern China, especially in Guangdong province, where there was a robust salt trade to target. Under Ching Shih, pirates would capture the ships hauling salt and then force them to keep working, but for the pirates' benefit. Salt merchants eventually found it easier to start by going to the pirates and paying them for the privilege of doing their jobs.
So they're not getting paid, they're just like literally paying to not die.
Yeah, essentially.
So it's like the mafia.
It's a protection racket or a racketeering, basically, yeah. This protection racket soon was expanded to other merchant ships and even fishing vessels, who would receive documents that would assure their safety. Emboldened, the pirates didn't even stick to the sea. Hordes of pirates would descend upon a harbor and raid garrisons for supplies. I didn't realize that salt was such a hot commodity back then, but that makes sense.
It's good on eggs.
What natural good would you guys go after if you were pirates?
Popcorn kernels.
McDonald's French fries.
Oh, those would be good.
That is a very natural good.
It's 100% organic. You guys didn't know?
Right, going after popcorn might get a little expensive after a while.
Why is that?
It tends to cost a pretty penny. I've heard sometimes they paid as much as a buck an ear.
You're suave, Professor.
The Chinese authorities were thoroughly outmatched, and the Navy knew it. The cowardly Cantonese Navy would routinely try to avoid coming across pirates or even sailing at all.
What was the training regimen for this group of authorities?
Avoid the pirates.
Yeah, here's how masts work. Here's how you rig the titties, and that's probably where it ended. So then when they saw some big scary pirates coming, they were like, this wasn't in the handbook.
I just want to rig the titties. I don't want to fight.
Eventually, Ching Shih and Cheng were responsible for so much devastation that the Chinese government was left with only one option. Whoa! What did the Chinese government do? A, they offered Cheng a job. B, they issued history's first $1 million bounty for the heads of Ching Shih and Cheng. Or C, they began constructing a second Great Wall along the coast.
All right.
Are we locked in?
Yay.
Ryan, what is your answer?
Go A, if you can't beat them, join them.
And Joyce?
So I picked B, the $1 million bounty.
Okay, we got a fun little historical skit to reveal the answer. I'll be back in a second, guys. Enjoy! Whoop.
Isn't there a Drake song where he's angry about a bounty being so low?
Probably. I feel like Drake gets mad about a lot of things.
150,000 on my head, that's disrespect.
Ooh,
I'm upset.
Ryan. Whoa!
I'm upset.
Rapper Ryan. I never thought I'd see the day.
Oh, those married pirates are making a fool out of me, the Emperor!
They're the fools, Your Highness.
Oh, shut up, footman! I need to do something!
How about $1 million bounty or that old standby building a wall?
Oh, across the ocean? You're fired!
Huh. Well, good luck finding someone else who'll work for you.
I'm the Emperor, Dingleberry. Anyone will work for me. Anyone will work for me. Wait a minute. That's it. I'll hire the pirate.
I really thought I had it for a second, but you know what? That makes sense.
Oh, point for Ryan! That's right. Basically, admitting he couldn't do anything to stop the husband and wife, the Emperor offered Cheng Yi a position in his government in hopes that he would stop his pirating. Cheng Yi was appointed Master of the Royal Stables, a job specifically tied to land, ostensibly to keep him away from boats and the ocean in general. This did not work. Cheng Yi was soon back to ravaging the Chinese coast, leading to what I imagine must have been awkward reports to the Emperor, detailing how his Master of the Royal Stables had sacked another town.
So now he's getting paid to pirate, essentially. Yeah. That's pretty baller, I'm not gonna lie. That's a power couple.
It is a power. I like the idea of being a pirate and then someone trying to entice me with horses.
I had a horse.
What?
Well, once you realize that...
Ryan, shut the fuck up! Joyce, did you say
Christ.
you had a horse?
I had a horse named Rose growing up.
So did you ever feed it sugar cubes or apples or?
I did. Sometimes I put honey on the apple.
What?
I would lick the sugar cube and then I put it on the apple and she would eat both. The hair is so long and luscious and she would put her head on my head, her forehead on my forehead.
I know you said you don't have it anymore, but nobody cut its head off and put it in a Hollywood producer's bed?
Absolutely not. I think she just got new owners.
Just checking.
It definitely isn't the plot of a movie.
No. All right, moving along.
Oh, hey, Professor. Clip clop. Clip clop.
Oh, horse, from our season finale.
Yeah, I figured I'd stop by one last time to hype up my final performance. I just finished writing the chorus of my ska masterpiece, and I think, well, it's better than anything the Beatles ever done.
Oh, wow, that's great. Hey, how do you even get inspired to write something like that?
Well, I meditate on my beautiful horse wife muse, Dorothy Ruth, but I also poke around on the internet and look at cool pictures and whatnot. Hey, and speaking of that, I'd like to say a big horsey thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this episode. Now more than ever, our internet reliance has been rapidly increasing. We'd like to think our information is safe, but as our online hoofprint increases, so does our need for proper security. Surfshark is a VPN service that protects your information by encrypting all the data that you send through the internet, keeping anyone unwanted from seeing it and cribbing your incredible ska lyrics, for instance.
Wow!
Another great reason to use a VPN is because content from streaming services can be restricted based on what country you're in. With Surfshark, you can solve that problem by simply changing your location. Right now, Surfshark's got the best deal in the barnyard. By using my link in the description and promo code WATCHER, you'll get 83% off. Woo! Which means for something like a couple bucks a month, you can be fully protected.
Whoa, cool.
Plus, you'll get 3 months for free. Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you try it and you don't like it, well, you can simply cancel your subscription.
Honey, you've got to rehearse some more. Oh, hello, Professor. It's me, Dorothy Ruth, the horsewife and beauteous muse. Are we interrupting?
I mean, we were in the middle of a...
My husband's going to be singing such a wonderful ska song in the season finale. Has ska ever made you weep, Professor?
Well, let me tell you, this beautiful, brilliant creature will make you weep like a child with his ska. Your cheeks will be wet. Oh, you're sweet. Well, all right, back to rehearsal.
We bid you adieu. Clip clop.
All right, see you later, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Anyway, where were we? Ah, yes. For more than 5 years, Cheng Yi and Ching Shih ruled the Chinese seas as husband and wife, essentially unopposed. In November of 1807, they met their first major setback when Cheng Yi was unexpectedly killed. Records vary as to how, with some attributing his death to a storm, others saying he died in battle. Either way, he is in hell now. If the Chinese seafaring community thought their pirating problems were going to get easier with Cheng Yi out of the picture, they had greatly underestimated Ching Shih. Ching Shih wasn't just a pirate trophy wife. She had been just as, if not more, responsible for the empire than her late husband. Ching Shih moved to cement her position atop the pirate throne and quash any thoughts of mutiny. After securing the loyalty of her lieutenants in the color-coded fleets, she sought someone to lead the most powerful of the squadrons, the Red Fleet, which Cheng Yi had previously controlled before being condemned to rot in the sulfuric pits of eternal damnation.
So what's your deal here?
I was about to say.
Who did Ching Shih tap to take control of the Red Fleet? A, the handsome leader of the Blue Squadron, jewel of the whole crew, who she took as a lover and husband. B, the admiral of the Chinese Imperial Navy, who she took as a lover and husband. Or C, her adopted son, who she took as a lover and husband.
I was down for all the lovers and husbands, but an adoptive son too? That's a lot.
It's a weird way to introduce someone at a party. This is my lover, husband, and son.
That's a lot to digest.
Ryan, what'd you go for?
I'm gonna go for C, incest.
Okay. Oh, look at the way you did that. A fun little, just having a little fun with incest there, huh?
I mean, who doesn't have, everyone has to have fun with incest, you know what I mean?
And Joyce?
I put A, the blue leader.
Point to Ryan. The answer is C.
She wanted to spank his bottom as a child and as an adult.
Now, let me explain. So, Ching Shih's adopted son-turned-husband was one Cheng Pao. The actual son of a fisherman, Cheng Pao became a pirate at age 15 after Cheng Yi captured him at sea. Cheng Yi soon took Pao as his protege and lover. Note, we do not endorse the actions of Cheng Yi. Don't steal wives, don't steal boys. Unless you want to rot in hell!
It's not great.
It's not the best vibes.
Well, when Cheng Yi ate shit, the 21-year-old Cheng Pao was therefore the natural choice to take Cheng Yi's place at the head of the dreaded Red Fleet. Within weeks of the big guy's death, Ching Shih solidified Cheng Pao's loyalty by taking him as her lover and eventual husband.
Wow.
Look, we've said it before, we'll say it again. History's gross. We condemn! Her status atop the pirate hierarchy now secure, Ching Shih put rules in place to discourage pirates from stepping out of line. Insubordination could be punished by decapitation. Anyone stealing from the group's general fund was put to death. And even the word plunder was outlawed, replaced by the phrase transshipped goods.
You know what? I like the organization. She's like, you guys have been acting really foolishly. If you steal money, you're dead. You want to plunder, you're dead. You want to do this, you're dead. I like her attitude.
Now, Ching Shih's pirate horde wasn't just about rules and bureaucracy. This was still, after all, a ruthless criminal enterprise, and a massive one. So, at her pirate empire's peak, how many pirates were under Ching Shih's command? This is a free response, but for context, Henry Morgan, one of the most famous pirates of the Caribbean in the late 1600s, sacked Panama with a whopping 2,000 buccaneers under his command. So how many do you think were under Ching Shih's command?
I can't make a decision. I'm an undecided Gen Z.
I'm gonna go with 2001, A Space Odyssey.
Yeah. Joyce?
I put 10,000.
Okay, a jelly bean for Joyce, as she is the closest. Between all 6 of her color-coded squadrons, Ching Shih commanded 70,000 men across 1,600 vessels.
Wait, you mean to tell me that she had 70,000 people under her command and she still was like, I'm gonna bang my son?
With that much power, it's little surprise the Imperial Navy had such a hard time countering Ching Shih's pirates. For instance, in 1808, Ching Shih and Cheng Pao received word from spies that an Imperial naval officer, Admiral Kuo Lang, was preparing an attack. To counter this, Ching Shih sent a few of her boats out to draw Kuo Lang's attack. Once engaged, the rest of Ching Shih's fleet, who were hiding behind a headland, sailed out to surround her enemies. With nowhere to retreat, an intense battle ensued, ending with Kuo Lang taking his own life.
Jesus Christ. How much did she outnumber his fleet?
Probably by a fair amount.
You don't know what the battle was?
Hang on, let me check with our mathematicians.
You got a good amount.
How much was that?
I don't know, he probably had a couple boats.
About a fair amount? It's about a fair amount.
Man, that's scary. Can you imagine that many boats coming around a corner?
You're just trying to sail the ocean blue, and then boop, 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 all these homies show up that say, I'm taking your shit. And it's just so scary.
Learning nothing, the Chinese government sent General Lin Fa to avenge their loss. Once Lin Fa saw Ching Shih's pirates, he lost his nerve and attempted to flee. The pirates, however, would have none of it and began to pursue the general's fleet. Uh-oh! When the pirates had just about caught up with the Imperial forces, the winds suddenly died, leaving both sides facing one another, but unable to move in an eerie stillness.
It's funny that there's this much firepower, and because there's no more wind, they're like, I guess we'll just stay here for a second.
I kind of like how the pirates were like, oh, so you wanted to come fight me, ho? I'ma literally stab you in your face. You think you're gonna run away from me? I like that kind of violence, you know? You bring the fight to me, I'm gonna finish the fight.
So, in this eerie standstill, what did Ching Shih's pirates do? A, they took whatever implements they could find and started to row toward their enemies. B, they began to sing about what they were going to do to the general's men, causing the entire navy to desert on the spot. Or C, they jumped into the ocean, swam to the other boats, and started a murdering.
We're gonna go with B, diss track. They're gonna Meek Mill their ass.
Yeah, I put C. They killed them all.
Well, it's that time again to revisit history through the magic of theater. I'll see you guys in a bit.
I really want it to be B, because I would love to know what the lyrics of the song are.
Can you believe these cowardly Navy men running from us pirates after they wanted to start a fight? Don't worry, we've almost overtaken them. And then you know what comes next. Oh yeah, it's the murdering. Oh, you betcha. Just a bit further. Oh, darn it, the wind stopped right when I was getting my murdering knife ready. What do we do now? I don't... Oh, wait a minute. Hey, do you know how to swim? Yar. Well, then what are we waiting for? There's people over there waiting to be murdered. Cannonball! Whoa!
Doesn't seem very tactical at all. You always want the high ground. Ask Anakin Skywalker. Got turned into a churro.
Huh, yep, point to Joyce. Ching Shih's pirates hopped overboard, swam to the Imperial ships, and climbed up the sides, capturing the boats and murdering the cowardly Lin Fa.
On brand, yeah, on brand, bold.
I guess you probably get pretty cocky when you're a pirate crew of 70,000.
Yeah, nah, I'd probably get to a murdering a little too quick.
You think you'd be a little murder happy?
You know, we all have a limit. That's why I stay within the secure lines that society has put for me.
That's good. That's good.
I get murder happy sometimes. This always happens to me when I play Warzone. I think I have the shot, and I don't have the shot, and then I still take the shot, and then because of that, I'm dead now.
Yeah, me too. By 1809, Ching Shih was no longer content sticking to the seas and began focusing more on sailing squadrons up Chinese rivers and plundering any towns along the banks. Now, even inland villages had reason to fear pirates.
This is usually where the person who gets greedy suffers for the folly of their ways.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll see if it goes that way.
let's see what happens. At the top of her game, but with a slightly worrisome fleet of Portuguese ships threatening the Red Squadron, Ching Shih started looking for a way to cash out in 1810. In a bold display of her power, she turned to the Chinese government to see just how badly they wanted her to stop constantly wrecking their shit. On February 21st, 1810, Ching Shih's notorious Red Squadron sailed up the Pearl River and began negotiations with the government to cease pirate activities. Soon, however, talks stalled. What was the sticking point in negotiations? A. The government demanded Ching Shih return her transshipped goods, including a vibrating crate stamped Jewel of the Whole Crew's private loot. Keep all genies away until at least 2535 CE. Oh, curious. B. The government demanded Ching Shih give up all her boats. Or C. The government demanded her son-husband Chang Pao's head.
The vibrating box that was the jewel that the genie is not allowed to have.
I don't know anything about that.
It seems really specific.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, all right.
I put B for no more boats.
I put C, head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point to Ryan!
Ooh.
The government was going to let everyone live, was going to let them keep their stolen booty, was even going to give jobs to anyone who wanted one. They just didn't want the ex-pirates having boats, and the chance they decided to drop the X, like what happened when they tried to turn Chang Yi into a horse guy. Ching Shih, however, had all the bargaining power, and so the government caved. She got to keep all her pretty little boats, and her men were paid by the government to quit pirating and offered positions in the military. She retired the same way she pirated, successfully.
I mean, I gotta say she a bad bitch. She literally was like, I'm gonna keep my boats, I'm gonna keep my dogs, I'm gonna keep my cash, I'm gonna keep my ass alive.
It's kind of the ultimate dream for someone to say, I will pay you to quit.
Yeah.
After proving herself to be a ruthless pirate and an even more ruthless negotiator, Ching Shih died in her 60s in 1844, having lived out the last half of her life in relative quiet. Between the massive pirate empire she controlled and the peaceful transition to retirement in her 30s, one would be hard-pressed to find a more successful pirate, either in the past or the future.
You know what? I actually love that. I love how like all of these female pirates that I've been learning about, they get to live full lives while all their dudes and their hoes die early from their recklessness. Women make better pirates.
Yeah, they know when to cash out of the casino.
They do. Unlike the professor.
Oh, don't even get me started. Well, that concludes our history lesson. I'm going to go tally the scores, and we'll see who receives the Coveted Cup and the title of History Master! While I do that, please enjoy the special performance from Ching Shih's Flower Boat. Whoa!
Oh!
Oh, good lord.
City boat, metropolitan frivolity's my guarantee. I get a lot of folks stepping aboard to have a drink on me, and I don't know why, but I sure do cry. Think about the gal who used to hang out on me, now she's getting into trouble on the 7 seas. Ching Shih, you traded city living for piracy. I think she ever thinks about a crummy little junk like me. And sure, I'm jealous of a pirate ship, but I don't blame her none for one that did. She gotta be who she gotta be. I miss the good old days, rocking in the harbor till the morning comes. But now you're making waves, heard you really fucking suck it to that government scum. And I hope you know that I miss you so. But I wouldn't want you hanging up your buccaneer suit when the swatch is needing buckling in this booty to lose. Ching Shih, I heard some people calling you the pirate queen. It sinks me to know you're out there on some other boat living your dream. But I'm happy for your sizable crew, even if it kinda gives me the blues. You gotta do what you gotta do. You're out plundering, and I'm left wondering, would a blubbering landlubber like me ever stand a chance out on the open sea? I'm drowning in the ocean of my own emotions. Read a parting tide, carry the tears I cried to a ship as its lips meet the indigo sky. Then I guess I'll see you around. Ching Shih.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit, what a performance! Now, let's see how we did. Oh boy, you guys are never gonna believe this, but this week's History Master is Joyce Louis-Jean!
What?
Go and fetch your coveted cup, which you have so rightfully earned!
The math throw that up, but okay. I'll take his shit.
It never does, Joyce, it never does.
I'ma get my trophy.
Very well deserved.
So still keeping it up, huh? Still keeping it up this
Keeping what
season?
up? Yeah, keeping up the quality entertainment, yeah. Joyce, thank you for being here. Ryan, thanks for trying. And to the rest of you, thank you for watching Puppet History, where the details are always a little fuzzy. We'll see you next time.
These jumping's good.
As it dips 'neath the indigo sky.